Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is, we all know about his financial stuff, right? And, I personally, I could care less about Floyd Mayweather, even when he was, you know, the top guy in boxing. But, he claims he's still the face of boxing. My opinion about that statement from Floyd is, I guess, in addition to being broke, he's also delusional, because he's definitely not the face of boxing. I mean, right now, his face may be in the boxing's eye, and that's only because of all his financial problems, and all his fights are being canceled because of the lawsuits and because of whatever other reasons. So he's trying to pay off all of this debt, including the IRS. But let's be real, the face of boxing. It got me thinking, who's the face of boxing? Floyd Mayweather Jr. is definitely not the face of boxing. Is there a face to boxing? I mean, I'd like to say Terrence Crawford, even though he's retired, and I do believe he's going to stay retired. But a lot of people still talk about Terrence Crawford, and he's talking a lot, given his thoughts. People are asking his opinions on fighters and outcomes of fights. Um, Canelo, you have to still talk about Canelo. I know he hasn't fought in a while, but Usyk, Shakur Stevenson. How about David Benavidez? Inoue. You could make an argument that Bam Rodriguez, my man, the what next kid is Travis is saying that Boots Ennis. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's the face of boxing. I know you like him, but and he definitely looked good in his last fight. But there's not many other. Yeah, I tell you, if he's going for other champions or top contenders, real top contenders in the junior middleweight division, we'll see. We'll see how he pans out. But when you think about the face of boxing, is it really a boxer? I mean, you could say Turkey Al-Shi could be considered the face of boxing today. Dana White, maybe. You know, I mean, how about a network? How about the Zone? Could you say the Zone is the face of boxing? It just got me thinking. What is the face of boxing? To me, there's no one face to boxing. Yes, you have your popular fighters, the fighters that have the biggest fan bases or the most followers in today's world. But you know, collectively, I think that if boxing took the route that I hope it does, where challenging fights, the tough fights, the best fighters fight each other, and not pound on their chest and tell us all how great they are through social media, but actually proving it in the ring. And this is one of the reasons why I feel the Zone is going to do so well. But combined, if these fights were always good, consistently good, wouldn't the sport of boxing itself be its own face? Because if boxing itself, good quality fights, could be the face of boxing, if that happened, if that could happen, then you may see boxing, professional boxing, back in mainstream sports media. It's something that we all see because we're boxing fans. My man Cello is in the house. Glad to see him, and congrats to him. He's racking up the Hall of Fame rings. Rochester Hall of Fame this year. Atlantic City coming up. I just saw. Congratulations to my man Cello. But Floyd, being as delusional as he is, still claiming that he's relevant in boxing. And I don't know who is constantly putting social media posts about him being, uh, pound for pound, the best ever, the GOAT, all these crazy things. I just, it's funny to me, We know he did it when he was active, and it was a form of promotion. But Floyd Mayweather never had a problem with alcohol or drugs or anything. I mean, obviously he had a spend a money spending problem, and rumor has it he likes to visit the casinos and he does not do well. But he didn't have a drug habit and all these things like some of these other fighters do. And he was very successful during his career, promotional wise and financially. But all good things come to an end. You know, Fighters, their youth goes away, and they need to, change their style of living when that revenue stream stops. And it's not just boxers; a lot of athletes do it. And by doing so, you kind of get out of the limelight. Maybe in other sports like football or baseball, the superstars go to announcing or what have you, so maybe fans still get to see them. But boxing, it's usually not that. They go do whatever they set out to do. Look at my man Cello. He's a very successful businessman in the real estate business. After his boxing career, and there's so many others. Larry Holmes comes to mind as being one of the most successful business guys from boxing. But you don't see his picture everywhere with Floyd Mayweather. This guy, the other thing he can't do, he can't stop spending money. He can't stay out of the casinos, and he can't stand the fact that he's not the topic of conversation anymore. He just can't stand it. So he's trying to say that he's still the face. Nah, he's not. To me, there's many faces, but he's definitely not. He's definitely not. Uh, so that's my thought, and I think it's kind of comical. My man Dave just popped in. He says he's a punk, fought everybody out of their prime. I'll dance with him right now. Oh, Dave must have a couple of beers in him. But the funny thing is that I had this exact conversation with somebody on social media the other day, and the truth of the matter is that, look, we can only be, and this is the truth, and people have heard me talk about. I never was a Mayweather fan. As a matter of fact, I was criticized for not being a Mayweather fan. But the truth of the matter is let's give credit what credit's due. As a fighter during his era, he fought and was very successful and was at the top of the game. You could make you could make a very successful argument that he was the best fighter of his era. Do I think so? No, I lean more towards Manny Pacquiao, and I agree with my man Dave in the chat room that Floyd calculated his fights, and that's one of the hangups I have against Floyd. I personally don't think that we ever got to see the best Floyd Mayweather Jr. Because of his cautiousness. The thing that bothers me even more is that the fan base, his fan base, is so loyal to him that they don't see that they're the ones that are getting screwed the most from him. When you think of certain fighters, and you mention a name, you think of fights. You mention Ali or Frazier, you think, oh, those three fights were great. You think of Mike Tyson, you could think of any of his fights, except the ones he lost, that were exciting and stuff. When you mention Floyd Mayweather, I mean, what fight comes to mind? I mean, think about it. And the whole 50-0 thing, that's a complete fabrication. The truth of the matter is, yes, he's 50-0. He's 50-0. But a lot of fighters got to 50-0. Harry Greb was 52-0 in like less than 2 years. Floyd was 50-0 in 20 years of boxing. And it only meant something for the heavyweights, because there's a heavyweight has never reached 50-0. That's the whole thing. A heavyweight has never reached 50-0. It has nothing to do with retiring at 50-0. But once again, Floyd was able to market that and make his sheep that follow him around believe that was so good. Listen, I was